Hello and welcome to the stock market analysis. We'll today look at the S&P 500 and various sectors in the market. So this is the daily chart of S&P 500 futures. As you can see, it's still in a very nice uptrend, though some correction here, and it is at the rising 20 MA right now. So far there are no serious weaknesses yet. It's just correcting to this support area, and there's still nothing to worry about. Things are looking good at the moment. It's still above the 50 MA, so as you can see, since it broke above the 50 MA, it has stayed above the 50 MA for quite some time, and if it's above the 50 MA, we want to stay continually bullish bias in the S&P 500. If we look at the 60-minute chart, it's still doing alright, all the way slammed down here, but immediately it rose back up, and it's kind of in a trading sideways action at the moment, and we have to see where it wants to break out of. So if it breaks up above this consolidation, maybe it will continue to move higher from there. Alright, you might want to draw a trend line here to see if it can break above the trend line, and if it can, then maybe it will move higher from there. Also, if it breaks below the low of this consolidation, we could see more weaknesses in the short term, but overall it's just still trading sideways a bit after these all-time highs here. Now let's look at the seasonality of the S&P 500. Okay. All right, here, let's go. Well, April is it's a 60% of chance that it will close higher than it opened. March was good, 80% chance of it close higher, but it's 20% less in April, but doesn't mean it's not good. For the past 4 years, it has gone up 1.9%, and May has been good, despite the maximum of sell in May go away. For the past 4 years here, the S&P has closed higher by 100%. So something for us to think about. Let's take a look at the Dow Jones Industrial Average. The Dow is actually broke below this support here and challenging this support area, and it is also below the 50 MA, but there's still support here, and if support still holds, there's nothing much to worry about, but do be careful if it drops below this support area. And Nasdaq Composite, now Nasdaq is still quite alright. It's finding support at this area. It's still in an uptrend, making higher highs and higher lows. It has not dropped below the 50 MA, so there's nothing much to worry about, but do be careful if it drops below this support area and the 50 MA. Now let's take a look at various sector. The financial sector, XLF, has well, one nasty red bar here, but immediately the next two bars was green. It's still in an uptrend above the rising 20 MA and 50 MA, so we should continue to be bullish bias in XLF. You can see many stocks like JPM and so making very good new all-time highs, and Goldman Sachs is quite good as well, right? Broke out of this long consolidation and making new highs. Soon it will overcome the old high here back in 2021. Now the basic material sectors is still also in an uptrend, and is still above the rising 20 MA, which means we should continue to be bullish. It has broken above this long-term weekly resistance, so this is a support area, long-term support, and if it stays above here, we should continue to be bullish on the basic materials in the long term. Industrial sectors are still in an uptrend, has not dropped below the 20 MA. Rising 20 MA shows we should be bullish buyers and trading sideways. If it can break above this consolidation, you'll move higher. Otherwise, if it breaks below, we could see it meet the 50 MA. Right? Two bottoming tails in the weekly chart shows us that it tries to reject lower. If it trades above this bottoming tail, most likely it's gonna move higher. I always like to use the bottoming tail as a reference point. If it's below the if it trades above the lows of the bottoming tail, then most likely it will trade sideways and then move up. You can see here where the stock broke above the highs of the bottoming tail. It never went below the lows of the bottoming tail. That's why it goes higher. And consumer staples, still, this is a weekly chart, still meandering sideways for a very, very long time. The all-time high was back in 2022. Staples has broken above, below an uptrend line. Maybe there might be more weaknesses because it has dropped below the 50 MA as well. Utilities, I would say, are doing quite well. Utilities started a new uptrend here, and it broke above a downtrend line, made kind of double bottom, and then went back above the 50 MA. Now it's still trading above the 20 MA. We should be bullish on it. Here recently it broke out, and this is the new support area. And if it can break above this area, then it could go higher. Consumer discretionary, challenging the support area. With a double top. If it breaks below this support area, then it might move lower. Okay, and if it breaks below this support area, the next area it might meet is the 200 MA. But long-term wise, it's still in a weekly uptrend, and consumer discretionary, if it continues to move higher, is good for the stock market as well. But this is the long-term support for consumer discretionary. So as long as it stays above here, this area, the long term, it will continue to move up. Now let's take a look at the tech sector. Tech sector might be a bit weak at this moment because it's slashed below the 50 MA, maybe making a rounded top, and if this does not hold, might fall a bit, maybe because Nvidia is quite overbought. Apple is not doing quite well, but you can see it's still in a weekly bullish uptrend above the rising 20 MA. So you want to be continued bullish buyers in the long term. Short term, it might have some weaknesses. So XLV, healthcare sector. Well, the sector has broke out into all-time high here, and this will be a new area of support. Right, it might drop to here and then bounce up. As long as it stays above the support area, we know that healthcare will continue to do well. But of course, it's a bit it dropped below this consolidation, shows some weaknesses below the 50 MA, and well, we see whether it can find support here or not. So that's all for today. Hope this market analysis has been helpful to you. Look at the market. The market is still very healthy, is still very bullish. I don't see major weaknesses or things to be concerned yet at the moment, so do continue to be bullish bias. When May comes, maybe the stock market might break out higher, so do continue to stay bullish and look for continuation patterns and viable dips. If you find this analysis helpful, do give me a like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next one.